Thank you, Senator Cantwell, for convening this hearing. And we do have a distinguished panel, and I look forward to their testimonies. Last Congress, this committee heard from multiple stakeholders representing diverse views on how best to protect consumers' data privacy and security in the United States. We received testimony from current and former officials from the FTC, representatives from the business community and academia, and privacy advocates who all testified about the vast economic and social benefits of data. They also spoke about the need for strong, clear, and consistent data protection rules for the nation's job creators and about shortcomings in our existing data privacy and security laws. Since the full committee last convened on this topic over a year ago, the need for strong data privacy rules has become more urgent. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, millions of Americans have shifted their normal activities to online. This has resulted in more consumer data and personal information flowing throughout the economy than ever before. Without a national data privacy law in place, Americans will continue to face a growing risk of having their personal data exposed and potentially exploited. We are already seeing this happen. As the chair has mentioned earlier this year, the FTC reported that identity theft increased by almost 3,000% in 2020. Cyber attacks and data breaches are also on the rise. Recent news reports show an uptick in exploitive data practices by social media, targeting children and teens, and there are near daily accounts of entities misusing consumers' personal data or attempting to process their data in discriminatory ways. These developments are deeply troubling and further highlight the need for strong data protection rules. Without these safeguards, we risk losing consumers' trust in the internet marketplace and undermining our national security and technological leadership abroad. Fortunately, Congress still has an opportunity to act to develop bipartisan national privacy legislation. In doing so, the United States would join more than 100 countries who already have a baseline privacy law, including China. In July, Senator Blackburn joined me in introducing a data privacy bill, the Safe Data Act, as a starting point to resume negotiations. And I'm encouraged that this morning the chair of this committee spoke favorably about a provision in that act. Once again, I invite the administration to work with Senator Cantwell and me to make a comprehensive data privacy law a reality. I call on the President to appoint someone, a specific person among his senior staff to be a liaison to Congress on this issue and to prioritize the enactment of a data privacy law this year. This is not only essential to a thriving digital economy, but it would also demonstrate to our allies around the world a serious and sincere commitment to the value of data protection as we seek to replace the EU-US privacy shield, preserve transatlantic data flows, and enter into the new bilateral partnership on trade and technology. Today's hearing is an opportunity to discuss how to address certain issues in privacy legislation, such as data security and enforcement. I hope our witnesses will speak to ways in which Congress can materially improve data security without imposing costly one-size-fits-all mandates that would ignore an entity's unique data collection practices. I also hope witnesses will speak to what enforcement mechanisms offer the best way to ensure that requirements in privacy law are met and data protections are enforced. Last Congress, I proposed incorporating a narrow private right of action into bipartisan privacy legislation, and I remain open to that idea. I welcome feedback from witnesses on how a narrow private right of action could be constructed without stifling innovation and marketplace competition or leading to unjustified financial windfalls for plaintiffs' attorneys. Today's hearing is also an opportunity to discuss how to ensure the FTC is properly resourced to enforce a data privacy law. I'm sure witnesses will want to discuss what additional funding, staff, and technology expertise the Commission we're required to enforce the law effectively. Finally, it's worth emphasizing that Congress, not the FTC, is responsible for developing a comprehensive national data privacy law. Only Congress can develop long-standing data protections for consumers that meaningfully safeguard their personal information. Anything short of congressional action would create significant regulatory uncertainty for businesses and confuse consumers about the scope and durability of their privacy rights. Americans deserve to have their data protected. The time for Congress to act to pass federal data privacy legislation is now, and I can say that the chair and I are united in that belief. I'd like to take a moment to ask unanimous consent. I have here, Madam Chair, letters signed by over 20 associations representing hundreds of companies and organizations requesting